The Bold and the Beautiful, BNB, spoilers for the next 2 weeks, November 24th to December 5th, reveal that Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, will get a surprise visitor while Ridge Forrester, Torsten K., makes an awkward move that'll affect Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig. Bill Spencer, Don Diamant, will also have some grand plans. So, let's talk about what's coming up. During the week of November 24th to 28th, the news about Luna Nozawa's, Lisa Yamada, demise will continue to make waves. It'll be a big enough deal online that Katie Logan, Heather Tom, gets shoved out of her head of PR role at Forrester Creations. However, Bill Spencer, Don Diamant, will think he's got the perfect solution for Katie soon after. There's nothing Bill would love more than for Katie and Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, to join him at Spencer Publications. At some point, Electra and Katie will get worried over some bizarre texts. There'll be a bit of a mystery associated with them, but maybe Dylan, Sydney Bullock, will solve that mystery when she pays Electra a surprise visit in the design office. Dylan, who previously taught art at the beach house back in the summer, might undergo a career overhaul by joining the Forrester staff. There's a chance Dylan has some PR work in her background, so she might slide in Katie's spot or help with the Luna reputation cleanup as part of the overall team. Whatever the case, Dylan will have a confession to make during a conversation with Electra. This might tie back to the deepfake story if Dylan bought what Remy Price, Christian Weissman, was selling and contributed to Electra's pain somehow. On Wednesday, November 26th, BNB will celebrate Thanksgiving with a very special episode. Sheila Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, and Deacon Sharp, Sean Cannon, will kick off the fun when they ask Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, and Carter Walton Lawrence St. Victor to stay for dinner at Il Giardino. At the Cliff House, Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, will host a Thanksgiving gathering as well, so look for Taylor, Ridge, Kelly Spencer, Sophia Parras, and Hayes Finnegan, Brian David Garlick, to be there, too. It turns out Ridge will be an unexpected guest, so he may show up uninvited until Steffi pushes him to stay. That could make things awkward for Taylor considering their broken engagement, but she'll put on a smile and just try to enjoy the family togetherness of it all. BNB will air an encore episode on Thursday, November 27th, so keep that in mind if you've got any Thanksgiving plans. The show will also be preempted on Friday, November 28th, but they'll be back with new episodes during the week of December 1st to 5th. That could bring some big decisions when it comes to Katie and Will's future. Will Bill convince one or both of them to go along with his grand plans to make them part of Spencer Publications? As for Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, and Hope Logan, Annika Noel, they should resume their wedding goals. Hope and Liam may finally have to deal with Beth Spencer's, Jordan Gracie, disapproval of Sheila since she doesn't want Deacon's wife at the ceremony. That wedding ban will surely become a problem at some point, so stay tuned to see when Sheila will get updates on Beth not wanting her at the nuptials. In the meantime, Carter Walton Lawrence St. Victor will work hard to prove his commitment to Daphne and show her he's the perfect guy for her. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say the next 2 weeks will bring some excitement, so stay tuned. The Bold and the Beautiful, BNB, spoilers reveal that Matthew Atkinson may have just hinted at his return to BNB, so is Thomas Forrester's comeback brewing? Let's take a closer look at Atkinson's latest social media post, which contains some clues about him reprising his role. In an Instagram video that featured Atkinson enjoying a game of cornhole, he showed the area he was playing in. The Bold and the Beautiful could be seen in the background, so it felt like a hint that Atkinson might be returning to the CBS soap. Atkinson's caption might have been another clue about Thomas potentially coming back. We should examine the wording and see if maybe it has a double meaning. Second time's a charm, Atkinson said. That was partly due to Atkinson successfully sinking his second cornhole attempt, but it could also be hinting at his next major run on the show. Let's face it, Matthew Atkinson knew he'd get fans all excited about him possibly returning as Thomas Forrester when he posted all that. Plenty of viewers are now feeling hopeful that Thomas might come back and become part of some big storylines again. The last time fans saw Thomas in 2024, he was engaged to Paris Buckingham, Diamond White, and planning their wedding. Thomas, Paris, and Douglas Forrester, Henry Samory, have been living off-screen overseas ever since. If Thomas does return to B&B, will he still be engaged to Paris? Could Thomas come back wanting to restart his romance with Hope Logan, Annika Noel? Instead, perhaps just in time for her split from Carter Walton Lawrence St. Victor? There are tons of ways for Thomas's comeback to shake things up, so let's hope he's indeed coming home to Los Angeles soon. Thomas has been missed and always manages to stir the pot whenever he's around. How do you feel about Matthew Atkinson potentially sliding back in Thomas Forrester's shoes? What kind of stories and pairings would you like to see for Thomas moving forward? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say some other cast-related surprises could be looming, so stick with us for updates on any other important comings and goings news. The hallowed halls of Forrester Creations and the sun-drenched terraces of Los Angeles are about to be rocked by a series of seismic shifts as secrets long buried claw their way to the surface and desperate hearts make perilous choices. Over the next 2 weeks, the lives of the Forrestos, Logans, and Spencers will intertwine in a dramatic tapestry of revelation, regret, and unexpected arrivals. Part 1. Luna's Tangled Web, the Aftermath of the Mints. The fallout from Luna Nozawa's unintentional, mints-induced liaison with Zend Forrester Dominguez continues to send shockwaves through the company. The initial, horrified confession to R.J. Forrester has given way to a tense and fragile silence. Luna, consumed by a toxic cocktail of guilt and shame, is a ghost of her former self. She moves through her design office duties mechanically, her eyes perpetually red-rimmed, jumping at every sound. RJ, for his part, is trapped in a torturous loop of betrayal and confusion. He loves Luna with a profound certainty, but the image of her in Zen's arms, however chemically influenced, is a mental scar he cannot erase. Their attempts at normal conversation are stilted and painful. "Are you okay?" RJ will ask, his voice tight. "I'm fine," Luna will whisper, unable to meet his gaze. It's a dance of despair, and everyone around them can feel the chill. Poppy Nozawa, the architect of this entire debacle by providing the special mints in the first place, is in a state of sheer panic. She oscillates between trying to bolster Luna's spirits and frantically attempting to control the narrative, terrified that her own secret, the true origin and potency of those mints, will be exposed, destroying her newfound stability with Bill Spencer. The true explosion occurs midway through the second week. In a moment of heightened emotion, as RJ pleads for the unvarnished truth about that night, Luna breaks down completely. In a torrent of tears, she doesn't just confess to the mints, she implicates her mother. "She gave them to me. She said they would help my confidence," she sobs. RJ is floored. The betrayal now has a new, shocking layer. This isn't just a tragic accident, it's a family folly that ensnared him. Confronting Poppy is his next move. The showdown at the Spencer penthouse is electric. RJ, usually the calm and artistic soul, is a tempest of fury. Poppy, cornered and weeping, offers a twisted defense about wanting her daughter to be brave and seize her moment. Bill Spencer watches this family meltdown with a growing sense of alarm and disgust. His relationship with Poppy was built on a foundation of carefree passion, not complex maternal meddling and pharmaceutical scandals. This revelation threatens to be the wedge that drives them apart, as Bill questions the woman he thought he knew. The Luna cleanup is less of a cleanup and more of a toxic spill, contaminating every relationship it touches, leaving RJ and Luna's future hanging by the thinnest of threads. Part 2. A Spectre from the Past, Electra's Surprise Visitor. While the younger generation grapples with their drama, a storm from the past is brewing for Steffi Forrester. Her recent, fierce declaration to Sheila Carter, that she is the one true obstacle to Sheila's happiness and that she will never, ever accept her, has left a dangerous void in Sheila's life. With her son, Finn, firmly on Steffi's side, and her grandchild kept at a distance, Sheila is more unmoored and volatile than ever. It is from this cauldron of desperation that a shocking figure emerges. The scene is set at Il Giardino. Steffi has agreed to a lunch meeting with a potential European investor, seeking to expand Forrester's international footprint. As she discusses fabric sourcing, a familiar, chilling voice cuts through the ambient noise. "Steffi? Steffi Forrester? My God, it is you." Steffi turns, and her blood runs cold. Standing there, with a smile that doesn't quite reach her cold eyes, is Dr. Teresa Warwick, known in certain dark circles as Electra. She is impeccably dressed, her demeanor polished and professional, a far cry from the unstable woman Steffi knew from her days entangled with Finn's birth mother, Shauna Fulton, and her brother, Dr. John Finnegan's adoptive past. Electra was a colleague and a rival, a woman whose obsession with Finn once rivaled Sheila's in its intensity and potential for chaos. "Electra," Steffi says, her voice a low, wary whisper. "What are you doing here?" "A new research fellowship at UCLA Medical Center." Electra replies smoothly, her gaze sweeping over Steffi with analytical precision. "I heard through the grapevine you and Finn reunited. Against all odds, considering his biological mother." This surprise visitor is no coincidence. Unbeknownst to Steffi, a despondent Sheila, feeling utterly defeated, reached out to the one person she believed understood what it was like to be unfairly shut out of Finn's life. She has secretly been in contact with Electra, subtly fanning the flames of the doctor's old resentments and twisted affections. Sheila's plan is Machiavellian. If she can't have Finn's love, she will settle for his chaos. And who better to create chaos than a brilliant, scorned woman from his past? Over the next 2 weeks, Electra becomes a haunting presence. She bumps into Finn at the hospital, praising his work and reminiscing about their shared past. She sends Steffi vaguely threatening texts disguised as friendly advice, warning her to hold on tight to what she has. Electra's arrival is the wild card that nobody saw coming, a specter from a painful chapter that Steffi believed was closed forever. She represents a new, intelligent, and insidious threat, one that Sheila is all too happy to manipulate from the shadows, proving that Steffi's war with Sheila is about to open on a second, even more dangerous front. Part 3. An unraveling patriarch. Ridge's awkward tailor move. At the heart of the Forrester empire, Ridge is adrift. The constant tension between his son RJ and his wife Brooke over the Logan Spencer Forrester feud is exhausting him. Brooke's unwavering support for Hope, even in the face of her affair with Thomas, feels like a betrayal of their own marital unity. He feels pulled in a dozen directions, the crown of patriarch feeling heavier and more thorny by the day. In a moment of profound weakness and frustration, he does the one thing guaranteed to explode his world. He seeks solace with his ex-wife, Dr. Taylor Hayes. It begins innocently enough, a coffee at Il Giardino to discuss their children. But the conversation quickly deepens into a lament about the complexities of their lives. Taylor, ever the compassionate psychiatrist and the woman who has always seen Ridge as her destiny, listens with a sympathetic ear. She doesn't push, she simply absorbs his pain, offering a safe harbor from the storm that is Brooke Logan. This culminates in an intensely awkward and emotionally charged scene. After a particularly brutal argument with Brooke about Hope's choices and her enabling behavior, Ridge leaves the Cliff House and finds himself outside Taylor's door. He doesn't go in with romantic intent, but with a desperate need for the peace she represents. He confesses his feelings of being isolated in his own marriage, of being the bad guy for wanting to protect his company and his family from constant drama. Taylor, her heart breaking for him, makes a move. She reaches for him, offering a comforting embrace that lingers a moment too long. She leans in, her intention to kiss him clear. But Ridge, at the last second, pulls away. The air is thick with regret, embarrassment, and unresolved history. "I can't, Taylor. I'm sorry," he mutters, running a hand over his face. "I shouldn't have come here." This awkward Taylor move is a catastrophic miscalculation on both their parts. For Taylor, it's a humiliating rejection that reopens old wounds. For Ridge, it's a moment of profound self-betrayal. He has crossed a line, not physically but emotionally, and the guilt is immediate and crushing. The fallout is swift. Brooke, sensing his distance, becomes suspicious. A well-meaning but misguided comment from Steffi, who is thrilled her parents are connecting again, confirms Brooke's worst fears. The confrontation between Brooke and Ridge is volcanic. She accuses him of emotional infidelity, of seeking out the one woman who has always been their relationship's greatest threat. Ridge, trapped by his own actions, cannot fully deny it. He tries to explain his loneliness, his feeling of being ganged up on, but to Brooke, it all sounds like excuses. This single, clumsy, emotional stumble threatens to shatter Bridge once more, proving that even decades of history cannot always withstand the pressure of a lonely heart seeking comfort in a familiar and forbidden place. Over the next 2 weeks, Los Angeles will bear witness to a generational collision of secrets and heartbreak. As Luna and RJ's love is tested by pharmaceutical folly, as Steffi and Finn face a ghost from their past weaponized by their greatest enemy, and as Ridge's search for peace threatens to burn his marriage to the ground, one thing becomes clear. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, the pursuit of happiness is often a path littered with the sharpest of consequences.